What's up, guys? Good. How are you?
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Wayne. Turpin, has it been tough for him at times just to break one? It looks like he's been kind of close on a couple of.
Yeah, it's tough, probably frustrating, probably. I think our guys are working hard. We just got to finish better and keep trying to execute. And even looking at myself, like, are there ways that I can help our guys, whether it's different type of blocking scheme or, leverage on blocks. So we're all kind of looking in the mirror and trying to make those adjustments, just as a coaching staff, as players. That's kind of where we're at.
Like, obviously, he's so good, so they're targeting him, trying to corner him. How can you?
That part's frustrating, too. Yeah, that part is frustrating, too. The main thing that I've focused on with the guys, we just have to maximize our ops. Like you said, guys are hitting it as close to the sideline as possible, whether it's kickoff or punt or close to that goal line. I feel like guys push the envelope even more. Kind of felt that even early in the season, which makes sense. There's a fear factor with him, as there should be. But when we get the ops, we just have to execute and, just take advantage of them when we get them.
Nick, Todd Archer with ESPN. How much does the game plan change each week for you guys?
It changes, definitely, based on who's where for them and, who we want to attack, based on how they're blocking or who they've got lined up in certain positions on kickoff or kickoff return. We do tweak it. We want guys to be able to play fast and know what they're doing. So some things, some base stuff you keep in just like you would on offense and defense, and then you just kind of tweak them here and there. So just enough to not be 100% exactly the same, but not too much to where they can't play fast. And if I'm going to err on something, I'll err on keeping it simple because I'd much rather have the guys playing fast, knowing what they're doing.
Coach Ali Jawad, DLS Cowboys, just more on Turpin. You mentioned, some of those kicks going out of bounds. Like we saw one with Matt Gay 2 weeks ago, went out of bounds, or toward the sideline, that went out of bounds. Crawshaw, Broncos punter. Look, he had one that maybe went off the side of his foot that went out of bounds. Do you feel like with these guys trying to angle it more out, that's just Turpin's impact still coming into play?
100%, just like we were just talking about. I think the frustration, they're trying to keep it away from him. And I think the situations, too, the one late in the game there, they don't want to give up a quick 6-second touchdown, which is what he's capable of. So that's them being smart and trying to that's one way of taking Turp out of the game is just kicking it out of bounds. So like I said, when we get the ops, they make a mistake. We block really well, take care of the gunners, block the interior, rush them hard, and then get to our blocks. If he gets it off, then we got to take advantage of it.
Joe.
Joe White, Dallas Morning News. How much of a risk would it be for Turpin if a sideline kick, to then take it upfield and down the middle and try to run a normal kickoff return?
I don't know what you mean, I guess. How much of a risk for them or for us?
Because he's been saying, hey, let's go up the sideline and just take the yards when
Yeah.
it is. How much of a risk, I guess, would it be in terms of maybe field position to then say, I want to revert back?
Oh, to go to the big field?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that last game. Yeah. We did it on the one where he almost got there. So it just depends on what the call is. Sometimes you call it to try and just catch and get vertical. He's good at, as he's hitting it full speed vertically, that he can find seams. So, again, it depends on the look that they give. How are they covering? That we try and have counters and, counters to what they're doing. We want to keep something to where we get on guys, but if someone's going to overcommit to something, then we can always bounce it or counter it. But he also has that feel where he can do it himself. So I don't think it's a huge – the risk is that you just go flat and they penetrate and then, they tackle you inside the 20. That would be the risk. So we just got to block really good.
Nick Harris, Four-Star Telegram, had an opportunity for a 69, 70-yarder in early Q2. Was there a conversation about that? What went into it?
Same as before. It was brief. I think it was just a situation. I think that was the one. It was a minus 48. It would have been like a 70. And then we punted, and I think it was a 3-and-out, and then they punted. And that was another good one that was a punt near the sideline, like you guys were talking about. He actually had a good one on that. Terp got really close, and it bounced. Luckily, it went straight out of bounds and could have went further, but it ended up there getting what you wanted to where now we just got a fresh set of downs, kind of where we were at. I think it was in that same vicinity. So I think it was more the situation of the score. I think it was a one-score game, and I think it was, we talked about it quick, and we just decided to punt it there, and it kind of worked out with getting it right back, fresh set of downs right there for our offense.
The show yesterday was talking about Malik Davis and how he's been able to attack these last couple of elevations. What have you seen from him?
He's been great. He did a really good job in in training camp and in the preseason games. He's played fast. He's kind of picked up right where he left off when we picked him up. I just trust him. I trust him. I like his play style. Him being able to step in at the PP for Wanye has been huge because he's a smart guy. You know, he's a running back that can make guys miss, kind of like guys that can translate that in coverage. Like, hey, that dude who's trying to block you, just pretend he's trying to tackle you, make him miss and go get to that guy who's got the ball. And he does that. But he's also smart enough to make, you know, all the calls at a PP and step in there and block as well.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio, 105.3 The Fan. The Cards punt coverage unit is one of the better ones you're facing, even with the change at punter.
They have good gunners. Yeah, and the punter was doing really well, but also O'Donnell, who's come in there, he's had a long career, and he's a solid punter. He's a good athlete, too. You know, their coordinators had a history of fakes, and, you know, the punter's had some himself, so it's just something that, you know, we're practicing, we're aware of, and we just, again, it comes down to our execution and our effort at the end of the day, and just giving Terp enough space that when we do get an op, that we take advantage of it.
Anything else? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.